channel. I'm just here to teach more about half sword dueling. A lot of new players don't know much about how to actually fight in this game properly, and it's no problem. There's many different things you can do. You can fight full armor and play the peasants pretty much, but the main gripe of the game is definitely playing this class with the sword. A lot of you guys play any sword, but definitely the reach has an advantage in this game, as you can tell. So a lot of the things you do, single combat, it's where you learn the most. People tend to do this a lot, just swing and flail, but many things in this game include blocking. In blocking, you can do without swinging your sword, just moving your mouse side to side. And the dodge. Many people just stand up and your movement speed is decreased and you're able to get hit a lot easier. But holding shift allows you to move direction. But if you're in armor, you tend to lose a lot of stamina and are able to get knocked down easier. But as a peasant, you can pretty much do whatever. So starting off, you kind of want to learn how to block in this game and parry kind of like that. And if you're any good, you'll hit them in their vitals and they'll get knocked down pretty easily. So I'll show you a bit more blocking. Hopefully we get a sword opponent here. But anyways, it's just a shield guy. Anyways, these guys are harder to block because, well, they have a shorter stance and they're easier to kill too. You have much more reach advantage in this game with a longer sword. So we come with this guy. He just has a short sword. Keeping your first guard stance like this blocks a lot of sud attacks, but doesn't block anything from above. As you can see, the reach has an advantage in this game. If you can outmaneuver your opponent and get better reach, you'll almost always win in your duel. Secondly, strike poses. Things like that, you will get caught off guard so much easy if you just... He wants to go for the head hit. A lot of the AI in this game with blunt objects just aim for the head always, and it's hard to counter because they will knock you out. Getting unconscious in this game is super easy, especially with shields. They'll hit you in the head really easy. You can see I kind of want to go for a neck shot here, so I'll try to get into a position where he cannot handle a face shot. But he's doing a pretty good job of countering my block. So if you want to switch your position, go into your underarm area. This is good for single-handed opponents who use two weapons or a shield and a weapon. So this can pretty much always avert their block, and you can aim for the head going under this. So this attack, like this, definitely can help with shielded opponents. You get under the shield, hit their legs, or you hit their shield arm. But you do have to be careful because they can swing at you from this side and catch you off guard. So it's not always the best option, but it can, probably 80% of the time you can block their hits doing an underhand pose. Anyways, hopefully we get a sword opponent coming up here. So yeah, we got another double guy. I'll show you kind of what I mean here. If I go for a hit, oh! He caught me. See, you have to be quick on that. That did not want to get his neck. We'll just try to get a sword opponent here for you guys to see. Yeah, see, the reach is too powerful in this game. I'll show you some other weapons if I can get them. Especially the bill hook, it's pretty overpowered. So we got a sword guy here. He's going half sword for some reason. But yeah, he wants to go for that overhead strike. I blocked it. See, just keeping your stance in the normal. You can always adjust it to where you want to go, but it's never a good idea to keep your weapon to the side like this, because they have an open attack. Especially if you're attacking first and they have a guard position, they'll just overcome you. So always keep your weapon in front of you. They can do that and hit your arm. You kind of have to angle your sword in the proper way. See, I can counter with that. I lifted his sword up and then kind of parried him there. So you kind of want to parry sometimes, but it is risky. So if you want to go for anything keep your horror, and then you just push forward with the thrust, and you can win a duel just like that. Anyways, I'll show you guys more about longer reach weapons here. So if you ever go and pick one of these two, with the semi-armored classes, you can always find the bill hook. So I think this is the bill hook. You can't really see it. I need to fix the UI here, but reach is definitely overpowered. So yeah, it's the bill hook. This is probably the most powerful weapon in this game, otherwise than the other long reach ones. But yeah, you can definitely have an advantage. You can keep them away. It's kind of a boring way to play, but you knock them out quick. This will probably be very meta in the future.
Might we not find a path of peace?
The more effective way of playing is to half sword or short with this short handle. It makes it more powerful. You can definitely control your attacks quicker. It's not very good for thrusting, but thrusting is a mechanic to keep them at bay. If something has a better block. Kind of want to aim for the limbs, because this kind of pulls them away, and it does a lot of like what do I call it, thrust damage if you impale them. So yeah, this guy has some reach. I'm just gonna knock him around, catch his leg off, and then attack. You kind of want to keep them at bay. Don't let them get in too close with the sword. You're not very well armored in the back. If they hit your arm, you're kind of screwed because you have. It's very hard to lift this with one hand. Oh, that's not good. So yeah, I kind of lost my mobility, kind of thrashed my hand here. So you kind of want to get him to the floor, and he's kind of screwed for it. Easy peasy. Anyways, let's move to some armored combat, because armored combat, people don't really know how to play very well, especially if you're in full armor like this. It's definitely better to use a blunt weapon, but I'll show you more of a half-swording type of way to deal with your opponents. So you do also have a mace too. What I do with that, let's say this guy has a buckler, and you want to half-sword him, get through that. He's going to go half-swording too. You want to use, if you're going to go full half-sword, you kind of want to use your pommel to your advantage. But he kind of got through my armor, and I am kind of screwed. So now I have to go full mace. So if you want to change your weapon, hold R, and click out the slot, then you get your mace. And this is, you get a headshot, you're very effective. So yeah, he already cut me up. I'm at a disadvantage here. It's going to be very hard to hit him with a single hand shot. So I might as well either die. I think I got very lucky with the headshot here, because this mace does not want to work one-handed. One shot, see, he's already buckled. Another one to the neck. If I can get one good one, he might be down for the count. Let's see if I can end this here. Oh, look at that, yeah, right to the face. Blunt objects are always very good to deal with the armored opponents. It's not very realistic because a lot of videos will show you in real life that these weapons do not do very well against plate armor. It's definitely half sorting that will get the advantage getting into their plate. But yeah, carrying on. We'll do one more. I'll show you more of a proper half sword. This is a pretty hard sword to half sword with, and this guy has a mace, so I might be screwed. Kind of always want to move your opponent's weapon out of the way to get under their armor. Easier said than done. But it's very easy to knock him down. I'm very chivalrous. I'll let him do his thing. If you want to try to get it, it's always best to try to go underneath, but in the same, it's very hard to control your weapon to do that. better to just aim for the face and knock him down. He's having trouble, so I can just try to aim for this gap here if I want. Yeah, he just gives up at that point. Anyways. If you're more of a guy to choose shield weapons, you're going to have a hard time, especially in the peasant class when you only have a buckler to work with. A lot of time you kind of want to try to use only your sword for movement, and if they have reach, you can, yeah, you're kind of screwed. It's super hard to play, and you're dead. Yeah, I would not recommend using shielded weapons. Usually long swords are very optimal to play. Yeah, we'll go back in. So, all the stances you can do, you can get a good strike and kind of flurry your sword across. It never really works well to go just like this because, well, you see you can do that. But a lot of the time they'll just cut you open or bang your head. Coming for another one, this guy. Yeah, I hate short swords sometimes fighting against. You can never really tell. You can get into a position like that where you can thrust them. So, not thrusting like this is not very good always, because usually they'll just cancel it and attack. But if you can go like this, go for either a high thrust, you can catch them off guard and thrust, because usually they think this is just a block, but if you thrust, you can go like this, or something like a side thrust is also beneficial too. Not to mention, half swording in unarmored combat can be useful, but generally isn't. It's a good way to, like, say if you parry and you're close up and there's no like advantage of having reach, you can always just do this. And a thrust in this game always means you pretty much win half the time. I'll show you real quick what a half sword fight is against just any opponent. So this guy's a sword, right? He has reach. It's gonna be difficult to block where he is because you don't have much option angle, right? Yeah, see, he just ends it right there. It's over. Kind of hard to play against if you just half sword. This is, I'm not sure if this is the longer version, but I think it might be a shorter sword. Let's see. It's decent. This guy's gonna come at me with his sword. Kind of want to move my arms out of the way. Losing your arms definitely does not help your case in winning. I kind of messed that up. We'll go for a... Oh, yeah, and he takes your arm out, and you're over. Some AI are very good at defeating you, and it's never a good day, because you get very frustrated if you lose against them. But they can be very difficult to fight against, so I'll go for another one. I'll try to get a block here. See, just kind of catching off guard. Aiming for the neck and the face always works very well in this game. Go in like that. See, you go around and you counter to the side. Something like that. Always move away from their sword if they're able to block. Because if you go aim for the side with their sword, they'll just cut you in the side. And it's not a very good way to fight in this game. So we'll go for another. 3 swords in a row. That's pretty good. So we'll go for a straight cut. Oh. And just like that. So. So this is a very good sword. It's like a stiletto. I forget the name of this sword, but it's very good for thrusting. Come out like this. Thrusting usually keeps people at bay. See, they like to move backwards. They don't want to get killed with your pointy sticks. So I don't want to evade these guys with those swords and aim for the neck. But somehow he got me and I died. Yeah, we'll go back for another one. I'll show you guys more about stances here. So you can go for a regular side stance. This is good for blocking most strikes from the right side. And this is your left stance here. This is good for cutting. So if you want to go for a wide stance, this will get your cuts very deep inside your opponent, and usually end the fight in 1 or 2 hits, depending on where you hit them. Next is your overhead stance. This is very, very open. So if you do this, you kind of want to do it after they strike. So you want to dodge and then go for your strike. But usually hit them with a pommel if they're too close anyways. Next is your overhead guard. Let's see if I can get this guy to overhead strike. Yeah. You can do like 2 types. You can do this side, this, or kind of like the overhead block stance. But this is kind of the basic one. Like that. This is very good at like faking out your opponents, where you can go like this and kind of just move your sword around and strike. It's very good at getting head hits, especially if they're not blocking for that. Next, you can do your underhand. You can do both sides, but it's definitely easier to do it on your strong hand side. See, it tends to block enemy strikes very well, and thrust too. If they're going for a thrust on you, it's very easy to block with that stance. And if they're swording, if they don't block it, it always hits. And if you go from here, you can go for like this. So an up strike to a down strike, and you kind of bypass your opponent's defenses there. In this game, you never kind of want to just strike like this. Striking like this, like look. And yeah, sometimes it works. The AI isn't very complicated sometimes. But I'll show you an example. I'll try to show you why you shouldn't just spray your fingers around. It's like a 50% chance. See this? Not really defending himself. I guess it can work.
Too much has been lost.
I'll try to find you a good example. Usually it's against sword opponents or shield guys. See this guy? Yeah. I missed him a bunch.
My God's bones! Blimey!
Can't really control or block their attack, and if you miss, you're kind of open. Yeah, this guy has advantage. But if you kind of control your attacks and parry and block, and go for strikes where the least expected, you win most of the time. We'll go for one last duel here. Sword guy. We'll go for a block. Oh, missed. Kind of snagged his leg a little bit. And it's over just like that. It's far easier to defeat your opponent when you are controlling your weapon. You see, I didn't really make many unnecessary movements. Like, you can still make unnecessary movements and you won't get punished for it. But if you like kind of control where your sword is compared to theirs, you can always kind of just outmaneuver them, get a quick and easy kill. But when multiplayer comes out, I'm assuming it'll be very difficult, considering a lot of people in this game will be, sweats, and just a good way to practice against the bots, generally.
Let reason rule and where rage might rank.
Anyways, thank you for watching, guys, and hope you enjoyed. It's not one of my first videos out, so still getting used to the thing, but, you know,